Hey everybody, it's Copper Owl Coins here. Matt with Copper Owl Coins. Hey, we just got done watching Rob Finds Treasure on a Friday night. Been a little busy. I didn't catch all of it, just caught kind of the tail end of it. But I thought, why not hunt some nickels? So we did it last Friday night. Seemed to have some fun with that. Thought, let's go for it again. Garrett C., looks like you are here. Good to see you. Jim Cantor's here. Good to see you again, Jim. I'm going to go get my nickel hunt mat. Just a second. Alrighty. Now that I've got the mat, this mat can get busy hunting some nickels. All right, give me a little better surface to work on too. I don't have a camera pointed down at the mat right now, but anyhow, hopefully we'll meet a few new people tonight. We usually do. Those that don't have a chance to sometimes always watch the channel. Speaking of which, I do have a box of $50 that I have picked up. They look to be circulated, so I'm pretty excited about that. Going to put the notice out that we have 50 rolls for sale. Probably tomorrow morning. I'm working on the time that we're going to get to. It's not going to be at 2 o'clock as I would normally have it. I'm thinking it might be closer to 7 o'clock in the evening this time. So, look for that. Let me get these spread out. And let me get my magnifiers out so I can see what I'm looking at. And let's see. Okay, before I get too far with this, I'm going to grab my nickel books and see just which nickels I am still short, so we can be on the lookout for those. They're all going to be in book number 1 of the Whitman series, because probably not third cam tonight. I don't have it set up. Let me try something. Let me see if there is a way to pull that open. I don't think there is. Yeah, we don't normally have a third cam pointing down, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that right now. So my nickels are all looking pretty good. That is book number 2, and it is filled. And they all are looking pretty good. There's a couple places for some updates, and we do get those from time to time. Book 3, with the most recent nickels in them, is looking pretty darn good as well. Very full. That's just the most recent ones there, with future years to fill in. So that one is full. So that means everything we're lacking is of the older varieties. There's a couple in here that we should be able to find, but everything I'm looking for is under 10 million being minted. So it will be a little harder. I'll show you here in a second. Starting with the most newest and working backwards, we need a 51S. We need a 50D. I mean, who doesn't need a 50D? 1950 from Philly, I don't have yet. And then it jumps all the way back to key dates, 39S, 39D, and 38S. I do have a 38D. But all of the war nickels are there. So down to 6. Hello, Mrs. Al. I may have to leave the broadcast on, pause for just a minute to run upstairs and put some kids to bed. So just hang with me if I need to. Is it about that time, Mrs. Al? Yeah, let's see. Not a lot to look at tonight. There's a 21. They're never going to bed. There's a 2021P. I think I've got that one, but we'll always see if it's better than the one I got. I think there's one of the two that I wasn't terribly impressed with, but it filled a spot. So we'll check on that one. Well, hopefully they will. You can let me know when that time is here. All right. Not much in the first roll. So how's everybody doing? It's a weekend. Let them stay up. Yeah. Our kids need sleep. I think everybody's kids need sleep. Ours need some sleep. They've had a long, hot, busy day. We got one out that was out in the sun and the heat here in the Kansas City area that's been pretty intense. And he was doing his band camp this week, getting ready for the new high school band season. So that's what he's been doing. Get these spread out. That kind of, this roll kind of didn't come apart real well for me. So spreading them out here, take a look. Yeah, even though I don't have a third cam, don't worry. I will be putting those that need to be looked at underneath the scope so you can see them. A nice 62 there. It's not an older one, but every now and then you get one that looks pretty good. Another 21D this time. I'm not keeping any of the 21Ds. I've got all the 21s in uncirculated rolls that I need. So, but it is interesting to me to see how many of them we find. 64s, I'm looking at that D for the repunched mint mark on that. Oh, we got one find in the 50s. We got a 1958. And let's see what we've got. Denver. So we will put that in position. 106 in Eastern Washington State. Holy crow. That is hot. I don't care where you're at. 106 is hot. Hopefully it wasn't really humid there. Man, I didn't realize Washington State ever got that hot. I guess on the eastern side, it's a little more susceptible to that being away from the body of water, right? All right. Let's see what we got. This looks like it's just stained on the edge, but it might be interesting. It is not a war nickel. In fact, it is way newer than that. Let's see what this one is. It's good looking. Of course, it's a 64, not a D. Not much humanity, though. Oh, humidity, I bet you're saying. Well, we do have a foreign. It's a 1983 beaver cent or beaver nickel from Canada. There's your 1983 on that one. That looks like a good little find there. This one's 64. That is not a... 70 has a lot of wear on it. Or spell check. Yep. Yep, that's how it goes. So... Has everybody had a good Friday today? I hope you have. We had a pretty good nickel box last week. We started off with a Buffalo nickel as our first find. That's always fun. And I do just enjoy hunting nickels. Okay, there's a 63p. We'll set that aside and take a quicker look at that one. I got to remember what the doubling is on that. I think there's a double die on the obverse and a quadruple die. They're on there. So let's just look at our obverse. I don't see anything that makes me think it's doubled. Look at Liberty. Not seeing anything there either. I'm going to say that one did not have it. Oh, the humanity. That's right. There's another suspicious one on the edge. I doubt that it's going to... Nope. Same old thing. Just a stained new one. Not sure where they're going to get all that stain on them, but they do. Here's another one. 57, it looks like. We're working the right direction, getting closer to those 50s. Yeah, it was warm. And it's a 57D. So three finds, one foreign, two from the 50s so far. Not too bad on our 1, 2, 3, fourth roll. Not bad at all. Yeah, it is warm. I don't know if we hit 100 today, but with our humidity, it was pretty up there. You know what? Let me see if I've got a chance to add a camera here. Okay. there's that camera. Okay, let's see, instead of looking at me, maybe we can get this set up to where we're looking down on the surface here at least a little bit. Have a little more fun with this. It's not going to be perfect, but it will give you a little bit of a peek downward at the surface while we're hunting. Let me see if I can keep it from tipping over here. There we go. That way I can hold something up a little closer, although it's not going to focus real well because it is not an autofocus. So anyhow, we'll see if we can get by with that. 64D, no RPM on that one. I've actually not found an RPM one just yet. So hey, here's an older one. Got a 1941. It looks like it's going to be a filly. 1941 on that one. Doesn't look like we're going to have a big crowd tonight, so that is okay. So finally one in the 40s. That's nice to have. You know, a lot of them from 1970. A lot of these 70Ds. It makes me think that we're going to get a super nice one and need to replace it. So let's look at this one. 1970D. That might have some opportunity for a replacement. So we will, or an upgrade in the book. So we'll hold on to that one and take a look a little bit later. Alrighty. And here we go on, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably roll number 5 is what I'm thinking. Let's see what we've got from the edge. Nothing that really stands out. At least check one there. So on we go. We're going to have an old one here. Another 1941. Pretty slick one. And it is a Denver. So that gives us 2 from the 40s, both from 1941. There's another 64. Looks like it might have a mint mark on it. But it doesn't. It was just dirt. Okay, got a 1961 that looks like it was kind of almost like put in a vise or something. It's squeezed from the top and the bottom. Kind of odd. There's another 21. And it is a better looking filly. That one could be an upgrade. Who knows? Is this camera working a little better? At least giving you a little bit of perspective on what we're doing rather than Copper Owl's goofy face. And looks like we got a 2004 that is from Philly. And we'll check the 4 for doubling, but don't see it on that one. Careful not to scoop up any of our finds when I sweep the tabletop off. Get into roll number 6. Okay. Well, I know it's not a perfect angle, so we'll see how well it goes. What we got here? Well, neither one of them is really old. Another 21p. Man, I'm finding a bunch of 21p's tonight. This box must have been a little closer to the East Coast than I realized, because I don't remember getting 4 Phillies, and mostly they're just Denvers. Might be time to start a Philly roll. I mean, why not? We've got about 5 Denver rolls. Got another find. It's going to be another 1957. You have another cam. We can see both. I don't know if seeing both is what we need to have, but I appreciate the sentiment. Yeah, I could have the camera looking down. I just don't have the cell phone set up to do that right now. Because usually I'm using my cell phone on a stand set up looking down here. Looks like we might be getting some storms north of us here. I don't think it'll cause us any problems tonight, but we'll just be watching that, see if it shifts to the south. 2004P that we're going to take a look at. Looks like it's got a little notch in it, but I think that's damage more than anything. We might have an oldie here, and we do, a 1958. And it is from Denver. Yep. I'm going to say prayers. All right. Guys, I like to not miss this, so let me get done with this roll, and I will be right upstairs. Another, nice little 1954. Getting closer to those 50 and 51 dates that we need. Let's see what we got. A 54D. That's a nice little one to find. 64, no mint mark though. Let's check that. For Speared Buffalo on that one. Let's see. Wow. I think this is our third one, almost the year that we're looking for, 1952. And it is from San Francisco. I don't see on the table here where that's a highly sought after one, but it is a 1952 and it is going on our board. That gives us pretty good series of finds early on in this box. We're not even to roll. We're in roll number 7. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 finds. This might be it's on a pace to be a record-setting box, that's for sure. But it's early, and we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. And as of this moment, I need you guys to give me about 5 minutes or so for me to get back. I was afraid I'd knock that over. No. We'll leave you with a message. I'll be back in just a moment, guys. All right, everybody. Oh, I am back. We're going to get started with this nickel hunt. Restarted. Have myself a little adult pop. Something nice and cool to drink. All right, hold on one second. I'm going to watch something real quick. Sorry, got the weather station on, and I just want to make sure y'all can hear me. Somebody type something in the chat if you can hear me. Hey, Walker Magnet, thanks for joining us. Who all we still got? We're in the chats. Yeah, that's too bad, Walker. We don't have a great great view here. It is not a self-focusing. I can maybe do this to help out a little bit. Let's switch back to where we see. Maybe that would not be too bad. Maybe that's not too bad. But yeah, the full field of view here will not be in focus. I'm just warning you now. Looks like Jim Cantor's still here. Walker Magnet has joined us. Hopefully we still got Garrett C. out there. My hometown boy here. Garrett, I was just watching Gary Lezak on the TV behind here and watching to see if we have some weather moving our way. Looks like it's going to miss us mostly to the north. Guys, we have a great find. We have found a Buffalo nickel for the second consecutive box. I am thrilled to see that. The problem is, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to tell you what date it is without some Nicodate. Whew, that is worn. This whole coin is worn. You barely make out any of the feathers on the headdress, the knot in the hair, all that. The edge is pretty well worn into Liberty. This one's in pretty rough shape, but it is a Buffalo nickel. We'll probably include that in our giveaway pile at some point. No mint mark. It looks like maybe somebody tried to Nicodate it at one time or did something with it. Let me get my loop out and see if I can see anything better than what that microscope was telling us by moving it around in some light. Well, I see the 1 and the 9. I want to say there might be a 7 is the last number, which is kind of exciting. Yeah, I'm not in love with the idea of putting Nicodate on it. But in this condition, I don't think there's too great a loss. Even if it does turn out to be a nice date. While we're looking at that, look at that 64. Let me get through the rest of this roll, and then we will. Actually, let's just keep going. Maybe we'll do the next date just a little bit later. That one that wanted to be in the 50s, but it's a 60. We're finding a bunch of 21Ps. Walker, are you asking myself, or I'm guessing that would be a... I'm guessing that you're asking Jim if he got a package. I think you guys had exchanged some information. It's a pretty nice looking 82, but I do not need a good looking 82. I have already got good looking stuff in that decade. That was cool. Had one just completely want to run away from me. All right. Well, that was exciting. We do have a Buffalo. Yeah, I thought maybe you were looking for that, Walker. Walker, I will be putting a comment video out tomorrow, hopefully earlier rather than later, because I got a box of halves. I have 50 rolls, and they look to be circulated, so that's good news. And I will be putting together a comment video or announcement video, whatever you call it, for sometime on Sunday. And I want to say that we're probably trending towards a 7 p.m. Central Time start time. Now, I'm not sure what that does with your schedule, Walker, but it's going to probably be what I can do. So, I am not goosing anybody for donations at this point. I'd rather kind of put it out in the video that we have them available, but I can also put in the video that we only have X number available. We got another find in the 40s, a 1940. And it is from Philly. So besides the mystery date Buffalo, that is the oldest Jefferson nickel that we have found so far. Not too surprising. We usually find some 40s. Literally find 40s. And we've got another find from 1959. Guys, this box has pretty good pace of having some older finds, which is great to see. We're going to be getting into the 10th. Into the 10th box, or 10th roll of the box, I should say. And then we will do a quick recap of where we're at. Oh, Garrett, doggone it. Royals lost to Toronto today. I still hope for good things for my Royals, even though they're having a tough year. Guys, we have a second Buffalo. It is worn too, but I think we're going to get a date off this one. That is Guys, that is a 1918, I believe. Take a look at that and let me know what you see. Full box for your birthday on August 15th? As long as I can get a full box, I will do that, Walker. I will get my calendar updated. I believe I have a calendar that I can link to now that people can open up. I need to get that to where people can see it on a regular basis, even before streams, but I will get that out there and I will put you down for the 15th for sure. That certainly does look like an 18. Meanwhile, I have another 59D we just found. I don't even think we need to nicodate that one. That looks like a solid 18. So that's an older one. 5th year that they made them. Let's see if we've got it doesn't look like we have a mint mark. And you can see the horn, but it's pretty worn. It's not a full horn by any means, but pretty sweet finding an 18 like that. So we have one Buffalo nickel that we do know and one Buffalo nickel that we don't know. And we will continue with this roll. Guys, this has been like the best first 10 rolls in a box I think I've ever had. It's pretty doggone fun coming out of the gate like this. 64 with a lot of detail, but no mint mark. Yet another 21p. Looks like I might have some options for upgrading in the book for the 21 that I do or don't have. Let's take a look at the couple of these Buffaloes here. See if we've got the Spirit Buffalo. I didn't see it. And I don't see a Spirit Buffalo on that one either. So, first 10 rolls. Oh, that tastes good. I think that one looks like a 17 over 18. I will put it back on under the cam here. So let me make note for myself here that Walker magnet, August 15th, full box, birthday. Walker, I will do everything I can to make that happen for you. In fact, what I might do is I might just arrange for a box from 2 different banks to make sure that I get one. And hopefully they won't be full of 21s. I'm looking at this. I'm not sure if I see the 17 on there, Jim, but hey, we know it's at least an 18. So we'll stick with that. Okay, so our 10 roll wrap up, like I promised. We got 2 Buffalo nickels. One's a 1918 Philly. The other one we know is from Philly, but we don't know the year. We will look for that a little bit later. We got a 40, two from 41. I'm going to ignore the mint marks. Yeah, and we know that it was a Philly, Jim. So yeah, unfortunately, I doubt it's going to be. So like I said, one from 1940, two from 41. Ignoring the mint marks for now. 52. We have one of 54, 2 from 57, 58, and 59. So let's just add this. And we also have a Canadian 1983. So we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Guys, 14 finds in the first 10 rolls. That is unbelievable. I think the last box we didn't find the 14th until probably we were into roll 40. And then it got hot again. Let's hope we're not just at the beginning of a hot streak. Let's keep this one going. I would love to set some records with this box. So far, I am loving this box. Let's find a third buffalo. Why not? I think I've found 2 buffaloes before, just like tonight. Let's find a third. Let's find a war nickel. Let's find some 2009s. Why not? Let's find a V nickel. Why not? I sure can, Walker. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Do you want to send me some pictures in an email, or do you want me to look at it under your scope? We can arrange to look at it on here under your scope. If you want to bring it up and put your I imagine you're probably at work, so you probably don't have it with you and have your scope ready. So we'll just have to figure out the timing on something, or we'll just do it through pictures and email. Go for the shield nickel. Yeah, exactly, Jim. Why stop short of a shield nickel? Yeah, okay. I thought you were, Walker. So we'll figure it out. Email may be our best choice when you get home and get a chance. Because something tells me I'm going to be asleep when you get home. I usually am. I can't believe it. We didn't have anything in a roll. That one in here, a couple in here look like a little bit older edges, but I may be looking for the wrong thing when I'm looking at these edges. Just have to let it play out. Maybe we'll find that war nickel. Haven't found one in a while. And I'm just going to keep saying that because last time I goated it like that, we found a buffalo, which we hadn't found for a while. So yeah, I'm going to turn my complaining to a war nickel. At least we'll get some silver out of it, right? I did get 40% silver from my bank today without even opening a box. They just happened to have a stray $50 randomly in one of their cash drawers. He pulls it out, shows it to me, and it is a 1967. And I was able to trade that for a couple quarters. Yeah, that sounds like a good deal. I have started checking the 2004s. Now it's got to be a Philly, and it's got to be the shaking hands on the back. That's the one that has the DDO. I forget what the specific name of that one is, but I just call it shaking hands. I know it's part of the westward journey, of course. Oh, come on. Let's find something. Let's find something fun here. I haven't seen any new names come in. If you're just lurking, I'd appreciate if you just say hello, check in with us. I don't mind you lurking, but I do like having somebody to talk to. I'd always enjoy talking to somebody new. Which is really kind of strange because in real, face to face, I'm probably not as easy to do that. In this format, it just seems like it's something that comes a little more natural. Patrick Johnson, welcome. Good to see you again, sir. As usual, we're hunting nickels. Just got this box today, and it had been really hot. We got about rolls 11 through 13. We haven't found much, but we had 14 finds in the first 10 rolls. Fixing to start shopping banks for a home improvement loan. They must be able to order half to get my business. I like the way you think, man. I like that. That will work. Let's see if we can aim this over here a little more, and you get to see a little bit of the tum-tum here, but luckily we'll keep it covered up. Yeah, I had one that was looking a little silvery, but it's a 64. And it does not have a mint mark on it, so back it goes. We have found a couple buffalo nickels already. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't find another one, but I hope we do. Lay these out a little flatter. The light coming from where it is a little easier to see it when they're laying flatter. Found a war nickel yesterday. That's always a good find. Never hurts to find a good war nickel. What year and where was it from, Patrick? It is the one and only Patrick Johnson. That's true. All right. Let's get back to some finds. They can't all be in the first 10 rolls. Gotten spoiled. Want finds. It looks like that is going to be a 63. No mint mark, so let's look at it for some doubling. Oh, that sounds good, Walker. We'll keep an eye out for that. So I'm going to be doing some work. Get a little sharper focus on this. Yeah, I am still playing catch up from being down with COVID a couple of weeks ago. I don't think that's doubling. I think on this 63, it's a little clearer, more noticeable than that. It looks like maybe some machine doubling on that S. Sometimes I am just not as keen an eye on that. That one's got a little something going on with it, but I don't think it's the real deal. So I'll set it aside as a maybe, and knowing that it's probably not. I'm going to set that 75D to the side. It's in fantastic shape for its age, so I'm going to see if that's an upgrader. I do like finding the Canadians in here too. Those are kind of nice to find. I've got a couple sleeves of those that are starting to build up into something. Maybe I can get myself a Canadian nickel book and try to fill it. Lunch is almost over. Good to chat with you guys. Catch you later. Hey, Walker, good to talk with you too. Watch for that comment video that will be coming out. Let me know if you want to get any rolls tomorrow or on Sunday. We'll talk with you later, buddy. Nothing in that roll. I think that gives us 5 straight rolls without anything after 10 rolls and 14 finds. So, that makes me worry that the rest of this box is going to be potentially a little dry. An odd colored one. This is a 64. No mint mark. I'm not sure what I just saw, but there's some Olympics coverage, and that dude did not look like he got a pretty crazy way that he carries himself. I'm just going to say that. It would not be my choice to go that route, but if it works for him, oh well. Hey, we do have a find, finally. A 1954. It's got a pretty good ding in the top of it. It's not in fantastic shape, but that is an interesting mark where the mint mark's at. Not sure what we got going on there, but it's a 54. So that gives us find number 15. I appreciate the 4 of you who are here, hanging out. Maybe hanging out on another channel, who knows? Not a problem. I understand how it goes. There's only so many channels and only one computer. One of you. I appreciate you helping me with some time on viewing. I would encourage you to go out and see if you are still subscribed to me. That way I can be sure that when we put the videos out, you are getting them. Something tells me you are because you're here tonight. Am I a fan of any Major League Baseball teams? Well, I'm in Kansas City. So, yeah, I do like my hometown Royals. I kind of suffer through a lot of seasons with them. So, but in 2014 and 2015, you got to know I was a happy camper. A little heartbreak in 14 the way it ended, but we came back strong in 15 and really defied the odds and won it all. So I also am a fan of the Boston Red Sox. Can't say exactly why that is, but I am. I think when the Royals were going through so many years of struggle, I kind of chose a team that was a little bit of an underdog at the time, but up and coming, and kind of enjoy that old traditional, Fenway Park and a lot of the legends that got to play there. And it wasn't long after the Royals won in '85 that the Red Sox kind of collapsed when they should have won the World Series the next year. So it was kind of forged back then that I kind of wanted the Red Sox to win. Except for along with Seattle Mariners. Jim, I understand that. A couple Back when Junior was playing for him, they should have won the World Series that year. I think they won more games than anybody else and got knocked out of the playoffs by the Yankees or something along those lines. Maybe it was the Twins. I forget who. But, yeah, I kind of like the Mariners too. Look at this 1940 that we found. And it is a 1940S. That's pretty cool. That one may have an RPM, OPM, or inverted mint mark. Let's take a second look at that. I have a bigger screen to my left I'm looking at. Same image that you're seeing. Let me do this. And I don't think I see any kind of off-struck or repunched or inverted at all. So we'll keep a close eye on it, though. There's another one from 1940 for us. That's all right, Walker Magnet. We won't call you Walker Lurker. 116 tied for the most wins. That's the season I'm talking about. Man, I could not believe that they did not make it to the World Series and win that turkey, man. That was unfortunate. I was really rooting for him that year. I wanted Junior to get one so bad. It's really too bad that injuries kind of caught up with him, because I really think we could be sitting here today talking about him as maybe one of the greatest home run hitters of all time. He no doubt, one of, but possibly the greatest, instead of Barry Bonds, who I definitely hold an asterisk on just about anything he did. There was one in here that looked like it had a nice edge on it, but maybe it was this one. That one's just like the dirtiest 2020 I've ever seen. So good eyes there, Copper Al. Good eyes. Nope. I don't know where it went. So we'll just plow through them. Yep. I have been out to the Mariners Stadium, Jim, a couple years ago. Got to say, that is an impressive stadium. I love that it's kind of like a walking beer garden around the main concourse. I really did enjoy it. Went out there with a buddy of mine. We're out at the doing some work for Seattle Center, and took time to take in a game and had a great time. I believe that was in 2015 when we did that, because that was the same year the Royals won it. And I think it was the day we were out there was like the one day they were not in first place in our division during the whole season, which was kind of crazy. So Walker, here's a 2004 that you're kind of referencing. Have an awesome stadium. Yeah. And what was amazing to me was that I think the roof actually closed, and I didn't even notice it. It was so quiet. Done so well. The 98D that looks just about as good as anything I've ever seen. We'll definitely be looking at that one closer. Maybe an upgrade in the book. I don't know why it gets so darn humid down here, but I'm in the basement. It They're running the men's 10,000 meter final at the Olympics right now. Well, obviously it's on tape delay. It's not live. It's interesting to see these distance runners and how they pace themselves and have one guy shoot out into the lead and the other guys eventually catch up to him and actually like start doing some drafting and things like that. Ugh, I thought maybe that was a foreign, but just a ton of gunk on it. There's a great looking 1983D, another one that might upgrade the book. I've got a really nice book started with a lot of good looking, newer, and I would say mid-range nickels. And I think I've got my wife's health was better. We would go to the Braves games. That's cool. I've not been to a Braves game. I would like to go to just about every stadium to see a game before my life is done. I gotta say, the Braves kind of make it tough because they tend to build stadiums after only a few years. I mean, when I became a big baseball fan, they were still playing in Fulton County Stadium, and had for a number of years until they built the new one, and now they've even built another one after that. And in the same time, there's teams that haven't even upgraded theirs. So, I don't know. Ted Turner's got a lot of money to spend, I guess. CNN must still be making money somehow. Don't get me started on that. Still going a little light here. I think we've only found 2 or 3 finds from these last 10 rolls. Another one to look at in the book. When we get done. Let's see, we got 5 people watching. Who all we got here? Oh, the Braves, man. I mean, talk about a team of the 90s. Gosh, just about every season they were in the playoffs, and at least had a fighting chance to make it to the World Series. That was the one thing that I could not believe, that they didn't make more World Series from that from the teams they put together in the 90s. That was almost heartbreaking that they only got won the one. Okay, after 20 rolls, we have a few more 2021s. Still have the 1 Canadian, 2 Buffaloes. We did add a 40 and a 54. So let's see. We had 14 after the first 10 rolls. Let's just do a count and see how many we have after 20 rolls. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we only had 2 out of that last 10. Let's get into the third 10 and see what we got. It looks like my son up at St. Joseph, Missouri, at Scout Camp, might be getting hit with a cell from these line of thunderstorms moving around somewhat soon. So I hope they don't have to shelter up there because that can be a little stressful. If they've got lightning striking, though, they probably will. Boy, 81 looks like it's a 51. It just looks old anyway. I wish it was a 51. We'd make double check in the book to see which one we need. I know I need one from 51, and I know I need one from, the 50 and the 50D. I know I need those. And then most of them are those 1930s key dates that I'm missing. So other than that, I got a really nice Jefferson book. Full -6. But, watching Rob do what he does with his nickel hunts, I'm not going to hunt nearly as many boxes or near the pace that he does. But over time, and I'll give it plenty of time, I'd have no problem continuing to search for those to try and actually hunt them out. And if it just came right down to it, I'm not too proud to go get what I need. We're gonna have something different here, and it's a penny. I lost 4 cents. What year we got? It's dirty as can be. That's a 2006. Looks like a Denver dirty penny. Back you go. We got it really chewed up. 2001. Other than that, let's see what else we might have in here. Get those out of the way. And let's see, 63. It had a mint mark, so we're not interested in that one. Had a really busy week, so I don't mind spending a little time doing something fun like this. I'm going to be trying to work my butt off to get some more things caught up tomorrow and part of Sunday, so we can get a hunt in. Again, if anybody hadn't heard, I am shooting for probably, it's not finalized, but probably a 7 o'clock start time, 7 p.m. Central on Sunday for our regular $50 hunt. Need 4 nickels, you believe. Whew. Sounds like we're in just about the same shape then, Patrick. Are you looking for mainly key dates and things less than 10 million minted? The thing about the key dates, they're nice to have, but if they're in great condition, am I going to put them in a book? So for me, I guess it's like, okay, if I'm going to find something that's going to have some wear on it, I guess that's fine with me, because a 57D, it's actually in pretty decent shape when you look at the lettering and such. Yeah, it's a D mint mark. All right, so our third 57 of the night. And I have completely lost track of what I was saying. That sometimes happens. 2004P, not the right back on it though. I think I was talking about the nickel books. It's fun getting close. It's fun going through these. Still looking for that war nickel, man. That would be the cherry on top of this Sunday, that's for sure. After a couple of Buffalo nickels and so many finds in the first 10 rolls. Now I'm just kind of hoping that we stay on our average of about 20. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Going the wrong way. We have a couple candidates here late in the rolls. 69S. That's kind of neat. Does that jump on anybody's radar there? I don't think so. But it's in pretty decent shape, so I'm going to see if it is an upgrader or not. And another 64. Man, a lot of 64s in this box. Sorry, guys, not talking too much. Night's kind of creeping up on me. A little bit tired. I'll tell you, that's one nice thing about not having the camera on. I don't have to keep my composure in front of the camera. Off camera, I can just yawn all I need to. Let's see, how are they doing on this 10K that's being run? What kind of pace are they on? Amazing that they can run this fast for that long. And I can't hardly do a 5K without walking 2/3 of it. Get some fuzz off the table here so we can check things out a little more clean. Let's get into this roll. See what we got. Another 64 that looks really nice. Nothing on that one. Let's see. Well, I thought we had a foreign in there, but I guess that's just nope. It was just a little bit of dirt on the back of one of the 2004s that looks a little different. They are 22, almost 20, right at 23 minutes into this 10K or 10,000 meter. I guess that's 10 kilometer. That'd be the equivalent. These guys filming are laying out on their stomachs, looking up at these guys. Kind of crazy. Well, there's an interesting edge. Well, it's just a lot brighter than the rest of them. I'm not sure, and I'm going to have to go to Identifying war nickels from the Edge School. Let's see if I can learn me a few tricks here, because I keep seeing stuff, but it's not real. It's not what I want it to be. So I'm looking for the wrong stuff. Another 64 here. D is pretty gunked up. Hard to see. We won't waste any time with that one. I don't think we saw anything worth it cleaning it off or anything. Of course, we don't like to clean our coins, right? Approaching 25 minutes. Keeping a fairly brisk pace there, it looks like. We got here 1988 that looks more worn than anything in the 50s I found lately. Oh, I thought we had something. Another one we'll check the book with, 1977. For an upgrade, maybe. So it looks like at 25 minutes and almost 25 and a half minutes, they have reached 9,000 meters. So 1,000 meters to go. Really dark rim. Guessing that's not as old as it seems. It's 68, but at least it wasn't in the 20 teens. I always love it when we get a really dark edge like that and it completely tricks me. 64, let's look at that. D. Fleabag, hey! Good to see you, Fleabag. Didn't realize you were out bumping around the chat tonight. Sorry I missed you. I was a little bit heads down and looking at some other stuff. What's going on, man? We're just kind of doing a nickel hunt. Started off hot. We've cooled off considerably. Final lap there at 9,600 meters. Right at about 27 minutes. Let's see what happens here. Looks like they have increased their pace. The guy that was leading it's no longer leading it. They might be making a move to come back. I think somebody's going to get out to the... Oh. Looks like maybe somebody got lapped. All right. Who was it that got this? Brightly colored uniform that they had. I think Uganda guys took second and third place. They were kind of out in front leading this thing most of the way. But looks like they got caught. And this guy's from... Still trying to figure that out. And it doesn't look like our U.S. guys did very well. Especially the guy with the man bun. Kind of a character. Ethiopia. So the guy from Ethiopia won this. There were two guys from Ethiopia out in the lead, but then a couple of Ugandan guys got back into it and took second and third. So that's pretty cool. Might be the only medal these guys get all games long. But it was on display for everybody to see. There's 64D to look at. Kind of cool. I guess our guy came in 5th here in the States. Okay. Fleabag and Patrick Johnson are hanging in there. Come on, quit showing me all these 64s. All you got to be is a little bit older and we get excited. We've been excited for a couple rolls. Bring back some oldies for us. They're red hot in those first 10 rolls. That has certainly gone away. So it makes me think maybe there was a little bit of a dump in another box, and maybe we caught the tail end or the beginning of it, but not the bigger piece of it. So that's all right. We're past the halfway point now. About one more roll before we're done with 30. And we will do a quick recap, see if we found much. Seems like maybe one or two, but not much. This last 10 rolls. Or in the current 10 rolls, I should say. So when you guys are not watching coin roll hunting, the quarterbacks tonight found a 64 Washington and a Guam W. That is super cool. I didn't even realize that there was a Guam W. Or, well, is that the War in the Pacific? If that's the case, man, I have been wanting to find that one since the W's came out, and I have not found one yet. I love the design of the War of the Pacific one. Yep. Okay. Well, that answers that. Very cool find. I have been doing some. I did a $400 roll, $400 of rolled up. They weren't bank rolled, but they were rolled at the bank. In other words, they didn't go through the machine. So hand rolled at the bank. Got the $400. Found two W's. Both were the Salt River Bay, so they're the 2020s with the Privy Mark, which was cool. Neither one was in fantastic shape. Good, but just not fantastic. And found a 2010 proof Grand Canyon, which was really kind of neat. I think we might have a find here. Another 64. If you're going to be a 64, at least have a goofy mint mark for me, okay? That's not even happening. And found a token that I wasn't expecting to see in a roll of quarters. Not even sure what to make of it. I can put it on the scope. Yeah, the proof unfortunately looks like it has been through a couple bags on its journey to me. So it's not really in pristine shape like some other proofs I've found, but it's still shiny. It's still great looking. And it's the Grand Canyon, so how can you complain about that? You really can't. Oh, fingers are getting dirty on this one tonight. These nickels have been a few places, it looks like. What they haven't been is to the 40s and 50s. Yeah, boy, that might have been an even drier run of 10 rolls than the previous one. But we are 30 rolls in, 20 to go. We will knock those out. Let's do a quick recap. Got the 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I thought the second 10 was dry. The third 10 was even drier with only one find. So we've gone 14, 2, and 1 on our finds in the groups of 10. Come on, let's pick it up. Let's pick up the pace and get some more finds. Because if that's the pace we're going to be on, we're barely going to make our average after starting off with a pace that appeared to be record-setting. See what we got here. A dirty 77. All right. Enough fooling around. Let's find another buffalo. We're going to nicodate the one buffalo. It looks like something's been done to it already, so that's going to make me feel that much less bad about using some nicodate on it. There we go. 1949. Let's take a look. 1949. Love finding them in the 40s, and it is a filly. Looking to see if that means anything on our chart. It does not. So we are going to call that our 18th find. Let's get all the way to 20. After 20, it's like you beat the average, and let's just have some gravy on them fries. Halfway through a bank wrap penny box, 8 Wheaties so far, and a crazy looking 4-and-ender that is silver colored that I haven't opened yet. That sounds pretty cool, man. 8 at the halfway point is not a bad pace. I mean, it's not a bad pace for me. For some people in some areas of the country, that is a little off the pace. Sometimes people are finding 20 Wheaties in a box. I have found like 14 or 15 at most. So that's the kind of pace you'd be. If I were on that pace, I'd be very excited. Maybe it'll pick up for you. Maybe you'll beat that pace. Who knows? That would be pretty darn awesome. If you find out where you're at on that one, let us know. We will root you on. Got one here that's got a little plating to it, a little miscolor. 2017. They seem to always be about that age. Might have one here. 1954. All right. Kind of feels like maybe we're getting into the next round here. It's a 54D, as I expected. And that should give us 19. I think we're going to have the next one here. 1953. And that is a D. Take a quick look here. 53D does have an RPM or OMM or an inverted mint mark. We'll go back and take another look at that either at the end of this stream or when I go back through and start doing some sorting in my nickel finds, the tubes of nickels that I've found while hunting. I'm definitely going to go back and do some extra looking at those. This one's just hard to read. 1995. Okay. Nothing to see here. There's an 88D that looks like it could be an upgrader, but 88D, they probably have a good one of those, so we will see what happens. Decent looking 62 there. Time we got? It's almost midnight. All right. I was kind of hoping maybe we'd get this thing knocked out by midnight, but guess not. What we got here? This Olympic triathlon that I'm seeing. Looks like they were just biking and they're throwing shoes on and doing a... Yeah, that's amazing. Amazingly quick transition that they do. I've got a good friend that he's getting into doing some 8 and 14 box. That's pretty good pace. Got a buddy that's started doing some transitions in doing some transitions. Triathlons. They're like little quarter triathlons right now, but a year ago, there's no way he would have been doing them. But he has gotten himself into fantastic shape. He feels good. And given the chance, he might just tell you all about him. Got one that's interesting coming up here. Oh, that was an 80. Off by a couple decades. Like 3. I guess there's different level of marathons that a person can do. One of them is an Olympic marathon, which I believe might be what they're doing. If that's the case, I forget the distances involved, but it is definitely a bigger challenge than I care to take on. That is for sure. I got no business going near that. That camera looking down on the table still working for everybody? Looks like a couple maybe oldies here. Nope. Not sure. I know it's not in focus, so my apologies on that. It's not a self-focusing. I thought we had a 56, but it is a 66. So if we got any speared buffalo on this one, I don't think we do. Ravenhawk, he found a speared buffalo not too long ago. Maybe a couple months ago now. But he found it hunting just like this. It was a pretty cool thing. That one is mangled. Doesn't look like it is going to. Doesn't look like we're going to get what we're hoping for out of this roll. So I'm down to one other person here watching. I do enjoy that. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Product plug now. Oh, we've doubled our viewership. We're up to 2. Somebody new has come into the chat. Well, whoever's here, thank you for staying. Thank you for visiting. And hopefully we will not disappoint. 1970S. I'm going to put that one there as well because I don't think it's the only 70S that I've got set aside. Maybe for, there we go. So now I may have some that I want to check against each other before I check it against the book. Put the best one in. Let's check this 64D. I don't think we see that. Oh, I see. What is going on here? It's like a team approach to a marathon or a triathlon. I'm not sure what sport that is. Running and biking and swimming, it would appear. Because this person is heading straight for the water. Looks like a specialist type race or something. Two of them in the water now, about to be 3. Four. Okay, back to coins. You know, same thing that keeps us here. You don't need my Olympic commentary. Thanks for hanging with me, Jim. A little easier when it's 2 hours. 2 hours earlier than here, so let's see. There's a 63 we will take a quick look at, see if we got any doubling. I don't see anything that stands out. No expert on 63s and they're doubling and quadrupling, but I know they're there. I know they got a reason, but I don't think I saw anything there. So we will move on to the next rolls. We got about 15 rolls left. So the guy that just did like the biking and running portion of this just got to sit down in a wheelchair. Maybe he needs some more attention. He must have been running pretty hard. I guess it's super humid out there too in Tokyo, so definitely can't blame him for needing to get some extra rest and water. Stay hydrated. Just knocks it right out of you. Oh, Garrett's still here. Good to see you're still here, Garrett. Thank you so much. Looks like we might have some storms heading our way, Garrett. Maybe more your way than my way, since I'm on the west side of the city. We are going to have a find. It is 1946. It is worn. And it is from Philly. We'll show you. There's the 46. And there's the Philly. Happy to have another find. If I'm not mistaken, that gives us 20. So I'm feeling better about this. We made it to 20. It's been a nice little on par set of 10. I'm finding all kinds of 70S's tonight. Just kind of curious. One thing I haven't been finding is as many 21s as we were early on, too. So that is kind of an interesting observation as well. Not that I'm looking for 21s, but just noticing that along with the older ones, the 21s seem to go away, too. Kind of interesting, kind of weird. What am I missing here? Okay. One more thing I can do for myself, company-wise, over the weekend. Should be great. So now I'm seeing where people are running out of the water. Getting back on a bike. So it's almost like it's a triathlon relay or something like that. It's really hard to tell. It looks like there's multiple people doing the swimming, biking, and running pieces of this almost in relay style fashion. So they've tagged off to a teammate who takes on the next role of swimming, biking, running. I'm not sure how many legs of this they have. They're on their third leg of it. I'm kind of fascinated by this, as you can tell. But I am keeping my head down on these coins, too. It's kind of fun to go through these with my kids because my 11-year-old, we had a 2009, that would have been nice. My 11-year-old, when he was 10, now 11, would look at like all the new ones and how bright and shiny they are. And he would always say, "Dad, is that a proof? Is that a proof?" I said, "Well, we'll just have to look a little closer." And as we all know, bright and shiny doesn't necessarily equate to proof. Proofs are bright and shiny, but they're a special kind of bright and shiny. Or they can be. That's for sure. Sometimes we'll find them a little worn and they will lack some luster, but yeah, that's when it's kind of nice to have a few handy to be able to show them what the differences are and give them a little education in this fun hobby. Let's see, we're coming up on 2 hours. Still surprising me. I feel like I go through these fairly quickly, but maybe I just get distracted. There's 64, got a D on it. Let's see what we got. Don't think that was going to be much. Yeah, here. Nope. Nope. Let's check this buffalo out. All right. Katie Bailey, hello. Say hi, hit the like, have a great stream. Thank you, Katie. Thank you for stopping in, if only for a little while. We're just hunting some nickels. Katie, I hope that maybe you'll come back on Sunday when we have our regular $50 stream. Stop in and say hello, leave a like, comment, maybe even a sub if you haven't. It all helps, as you know. There's a 60. I've got a mint mark, so we're not worried about it. Not the right one. Okay. 2 more rolls left in this tin. We'll do a quick recap before we get to the last 10 of the box and bring it on home. Come on, let's get a good result. Check Buffalo here. You'll try. Thank you very much, Katie. We're probably looking at about 7 o'clock Central Time, Sunday evening. That's what's going to work for me with some schedule challenges. I normally go about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but it's probably going to be about 7 o'clock. So just a heads up on that. Doesn't look like this roll is going to give us much of anything. Last of this 10. Well, looks like the county to the north of us is now in a thunderstorm watch. So we might be getting done just in time. I know we're going to have a find. I see it already. It's going to be a 54. We'll see it in just a second. We don't see something else first. Which we could, but we won't. We got a 1954, and it might be an S mint mark. So we've got 1954, and we've got an S mint mark. So looking at the table here, we could have a 54S and S over D. I don't know about you guys. I know we don't have a ton of people here, but I don't think I see an S over D there. It's hard to tell, but I don't think I see anything. So I'm going to say I don't. And we'll stack that with the other 54s. It gives us 4 of them now from 1954 with at least 2 mint marks in there. That one being an S. I think the rest of them might be from Duluth. I know it's not Duluth. I'm just being ironical. Oh my gosh. We may have an album filler right here. And my heart is just beating. Take a look at this. Take a look. I'm going to open up the book and let's see what we need on this one. I do not have... Yes, we are filling a spot in the book. We're going to be down to 5. The question is, are we going to fill the 1950 Philly that has the 9.8 million minted? Or have we found the big daddy of them all, the 1950D, 2.6 million minted of the 1950D? Whew. Guys, that just made this box very special to me. Oh my gosh, it's worn. So my guess it's the 50 Philly. I'm not even going to look at it until it's on the scope. Hey, it's a Philly. But if anybody who's been watching Rob's, if anybody's been watching Rob's nickel hunts, you'll know out of all of his boxes, he's only found 2 of these on this current hunt. And the second one was just like last week. So absolutely a nice semi-key. It's not in great shape, but boy, that is awesome. Whew. So we know we're going to have at least one book filler. Maybe some updates, but we have a book filler, and we haven't had a book filler in quite a while. Not when we got down to the semi-key and key dates. That is all we were lacking. Whew. So that's how that feels. That's pretty cool. To not know and to have some anticipation of what could be, not bad at all. Not bad. All right. That was number 10, or the 10th roll of we're 40 rolls in, so it was the 4th set of 10. Let's do a quick recap. We'll start with the Canadian and the 2 Buffaloes, and we're just going to do a quick count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Number 10 is the 1950 Philly. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that picked up considerably. That was what, 5 finds in that 10, including that 50 Philly. It's turning into a great box. It really is. We're above average. I'm going to say significantly above average right now. And honestly, the only thing we haven't found is a war nickel. I know we could go all the way and say a V nickel or something, but let's be realistic. You know, of the things you commonly find, a war nickel is all we're really lacking right now from this just being kind of a one of everything type box. So let's find one in these last 10 rolls. What do you say? Boy, that snapped me out of it, didn't it? Got one that's looking really, oh my gosh. That 1960 Denver is a stunner. That could very well be an upgrade. But a lot of those 1960s are good looking and don't need to upgrade because there's so many good looking ones out there. And I'm not sure what in the world people did with them in the 60s that so many of them look so good. But were they just made differently? It's hard to say. I don't think they were significantly different. All right. And we're going to get to nicodate the first buffalo we found because it's in a condition I won't feel bad about nicodating it. So yeah, boy, I'm sorry more people weren't here to see that one. So stay tuned. We will be nicodating that one, and we will see what we get. Another 64, no D there. Let's see what we got here. Nothing. That one is we got another 54. Man, that is the most popular one tonight. Most populous one tonight, I should say. That's a 54D, like so many others that we have. Yeah, when that 50 came up, I couldn't remember if there was a 50D and an S, and if I had the S or the Philly, but something told me that it was only one of two, and I knew that I needed at least two of them, so I kind of had a feeling it was a no-doubter that it was either the Philly or the Denver, and that it didn't have either. So I'm glad we looked that up. And once I confirmed that, I was pitter-pattering on that heartbeat. That was awesome. What do we got? Hey, how are we doing, LNW show? You've missed some of the excitement, sir. We have a Canadian, 1983 Canadian, that is. We have two Buffalo nickels, one of which we cannot read a date on, but we'll be nickel dating shortly. And we just found a 1950 Philly. So this is interesting. Now we're getting more finds, and now I'm finding more 21. Just found another 21, but this one was from Denver. We may have a find here. No, 61. Close, but no cigar. So, yeah, the excitement was finding the 50 Philly. I thought maybe we had found the Holy Grail, and hey, no problem being late, man. Not a problem at all. I am going to get done with this, and then I'm going to get me some sleep. So I got me a busy day tomorrow. I am still playing catch up at work after having the COVID. Surprise, surprise. I had some deadlines that they weren't going to move just because I got COVID. So let's take a look at this 63, maybe for some doubling. I did not see anything. So we'll get back into these here. We have 7 rolls to go. Like some shiny nickels. Yep. We have mostly shiny, but we have about 23 finds right now, maybe 24. So it's been a pretty good night. I will take I will take any number of finds in the 20s. And the cool thing about nickels is you can find 20 things and it costs you about $1. A few more nickels, it costs you a little more, but it costs you $1 for 20 finds. That's not too bad. You get 20 finds on the $half, you're out $10. Pardon me if that came through. All right, 6 rolls to go. What about this edge? 1980. Still working on that edge identification technique. Not particularly good at the edges. Not on nickels, anyway. 4D. I don't think that's going to be one. Set these a little flatter. Be able to see them a little better. Let's see. Yeah, we still got 4 people here. Appreciate you guys hanging on into some wee hours of the night, especially on W's show. He's an hour later than me. Out there, or I forget, you're 2 hours ahead of me, aren't you? It's getting late out there. 2:25 in the morning, I imagine. That's kind of why I like to call this Night Owl. Those crazy birds out here in the middle of the night doing some hunting. Just like an owl. Let's see what this chocolate colored one's going to be. Well, it's a 63. And it's no mint mark, so we will take a quick look at it, but I'm not going to spend too much time looking at it. I don't see the telltale sign of doubling on there, so we'll keep it moving. Ooh, we've at least got a possibility. It's a 1942. Wouldn't that be cool if this was the war nickel we've been hoping for? I haven't found many 42 war nickels. In fact, any 42 I found lately has always been a Philly. So it looks like this one is going to be from Philly and a non-war nickel as well. But it is a 42. It's a find, and it gets us to at least 24. I think we might go a little higher than that. Got a couple of them in here that are looking kind of sweet. Well, that one was a 60, so maybe we won't. Haven't found a 2009 yet. A bunch of 2008s. It'd be nice to add a 2009 to the collection. I got a tube starting to fill up with those that would be nice to add to. A couple others here that might be. Nope. Nope, nothing more in that roll. We did find the nice 42. Unfortunately, it was not to be. At my Silver Squad where I met you. Yeah. You know, I need to go back by Silver Squad. It has not been intentional to not be over there, but it has been a while. This is a crazy toned one. I don't know if you can see that one in the scope or not. I'll try and bounce some light off of it. It's got a lot of luster where there's luster, but it looks like it's been subjected to heat or something. It's got a kind of a crazy rainbow tone on it. So I might set that one aside. I've got a tube of toners that's been a while since we've added anything to that. Might be a nice little addition to the collection. Let's keep looking through these, see what we find. How is my Silver Squad doing? How'd he do tonight? Oil or gas? You think that might be what caused that toning to show up on that one? We got here at the end 74, not 54. 44. If it was 44, I'd feel really good about that. They filled the board. Got a few nice proofs. I forget what the count was. Well, that's a good night anytime you're hunting. We're down to 3 rolls. Well, that's good. Another chocolate colored one. This one is from 1989. I don't know what to call those. I just call them chocolate colored. They're kind of brown like milk chocolate. 63, but it had a letter. So we're not too worried about that one. Let's find one more. Let's find that war nickel. We're running out of the rolls, but nothing says we can't find another one. Oh, let's check to see if this is a 59 or a 39. 59. Okay. Oh, I thought we were going to have another exciting moment with a 39. That could have been really fun. We got another 59. So we did get another find. You know me, let's find another one. Why not? As long as we got coins, we can find them. All they have to do is be there. put them in play. We'll find them. On 38 dibs. Yeah, no kidding. I do have a 38D, I think. We'll be into the album here in a little bit. We'll find out. Might have one right here. A dirty 90. So close. I think that's just some dirt on that D. I don't think it's going to beat much of anything. Any of these D's that I'm pulling up, these D mint marks, you can pretty sure bet that they're 64. That I'm just checking them for that RPM. I don't keep an album quite as nice as Rob's. I do like the Danskos. I've never owned one, and they are pricey. Kind of a supply and demand thing again there. All right, we're down to our last roll. Let's make it a good one. Let's make this box not just good, not just great, not just special. Let's blow the doors off of it with a silver. What do you say? What do you say? This one looks interesting. It's a 64. What a shock. Just really focusing on this one. Sorry, guys. Got a little quiet on you. Got 4 people watching. Really enjoy you guys staying here with me tonight. Check, see if this got a spear in him. Don't see one. Not sure that we're going to find anything in the rest of this roll. It's not looking promising. Not really at all. And that is going to wrap it up. So, let me do a quick count of what we got here. A couple of really nice ones that we're going to check to see if our book upgrades. But we got the one foreign, the 2 buffaloes, one of which we are going to nick a date here before we take off, and then a whole bunch of 40s and 50s. So let's see what we got. We got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 3 between the Canadian and the 2 buffaloes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 from the 40s. So that'll make 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 from the 50s. So 26 total finds, one of which was a 50 from Philly. Nothing wrong with that at all. In fact, let's just show it off a little bit. Well, I get the Nicodate. Give me just a second, guys. All right. All right. Let's get this set up here. I'm gonna just grab an old envelope that I have laying near here that doesn't mean anything. Let me double check. Yeah, it doesn't mean much to me. I'm not even sure who it's from, so that's good. Let's put a little Nicodate on this. Not too much, but let's see what we got. Shake the bottle up just a little bit. All right. Let's do this the right way. Let's see if we can get that date off of it. That would be pretty cool. It looks like it may have the shape of a 7 at the end. So it could be a 17, it could be a 27, it could be a 37. We just don't know yet. So while that's going on, I haven't had too many opportunities to do this. We're going to get out the book number 1. And we're going to open it up. And we're going to take that 1950 and give it a home in the book. It's not in great shape, so I don't feel too bad about using my fingers on it. But welcome home. And now, as you can probably see, we're down to the 1951S, 1950D, hardest one to find, I bet. We need a 39S, a 39D. I can't really show you that one. Okay. 39S, 39D, and 38S. That's all we're lacking from having a full and a nice Jefferson series. So I'm pretty happy about that. Let's see. Get that bottle back out here and see how long we're supposed to leave it on. We'll leave it on there just a little bit longer, see if we can't get that date off there. And then we're going to start wrapping it up for the night. So it has been a lot of fun doing this box. Put it under the scope. We sure will. We definitely will. Not to worry there at all. All right. Let's see if we've got a little bit of water that we can soak that in, get that Nicodate off. We've got just a tiny amount here. I need something to put water in. I came prepared, I promise. I might have found something that will work. Let's put it in this cap. We'll put it in there, and let's pour a little bit of water. Get that thing cleaned off so we can see what kind of date we got. I'm hoping we'll get it. All right. Looks like we can see where the Nicodate scar is at. Let's see maybe what we can find. Ooh. That's still pretty rough. Even after Nicodate. Man alive. We might have one here where we don't know what we got. It kind of looks like a 1. I mean, it's a 1 and a 9, obviously. But what in the world do we think we've got there? What is your guess? I'll try and pull the scope in just a little tighter on that. See if we can't zoom in as tight as we can. You think that's a 17? That was my first guess. It's really hard to tell. Maybe like a 4 in there or something. Maybe a 5. Boy, it's just hard to tell. Well, if that's a 17, that's not too bad. I know we've got an 18 here. Might have to continue looking at this one. I'm going to pull open the blue book from this year and see what we might have. Neither one is in really good shape, so they're not going to carry a high value. But a 17 in G4 condition would, and now it's Nicodated, so if it were $2, it's probably maybe worth 25 cents at this point. Yeah, I can't see the first numbers, but I mean, we know that's going to be a 1 and a 9. We'll put it under here at a different angle. How about that? Now you kind of be reading the 1 and 9 from the. See, I think you can see the 1 and 9 there. I just don't know what in the world you can see after that. And kind of think of it, it's on its side, so the 1 would be at the top of the screen, the 9 would be just below it, and the rest is hard to see. That's too bad. Now the 18 Philly that we have, we know is maybe $1.50, $2. It's not too bad, but it's not in great shape either. Just kind of depends if it's G4 or VG8. grade. I don't know if this is a sin or not in the coin world, but you know what? Now that I turn it like that in that light, it almost looks readable. I'm going to put the loop on it and see if I can see what I think I'm seeing. Well, under the loop, I can definitely see I'm not even going to like myself if it is what I think I just saw. With the light shining at an angle and putting it under the loop, it is definitely a 19 teen. And now I believe we have either a 13 or a 15. If it's a 13, I don't want to even know myself right now. It would be a type 2. But wow, it's kind of got the look of a 15. I wish the scope was showing this. Maybe we need to pull it back out a little bit, and that'll help. This is kind of a fun thing that we're doing here. Let's see if we can't figure this out. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Under the loop, I'm definitely seeing right there, there's the 1, there's the 9, there's another 1. That much is very clear. What I can't tell is if I have the head on the 3 coming down at an angle and making that big tail for the 3, or if I have the head of a 5 coming straight down and making the big tail. It almost looks more like a 5, but I'm gonna play with the light a little bit, see if maybe that helps bring that out, because it wasn't under the magnification light that it caught my eye. Turn it a little bit. There, you can kind of see that notch right about there. That makes me think that could be the top or the head of a 5. It's tough. Now you can see a 3. Yep. I know. It's ugh. Let's open the book back up on this one. Torture ourselves just a little bit more for putting Nicodate on it. I don't think we would have ever known it was a 13 without it though. So kind of feel bad, but I don't want to feel too bad. If it's a 1950 filly or a 1915 filly, blue book on that is $2.50. So my guess is you'd probably be down to a quarter, 50 cents at the most. For 13 filly variety 2, you'd be talking about $5. And so maybe you're still talking 75 cents for it after the Nicodating. Well, either way, I wasn't going to get rich off of it. It's just fun to find. Kind of looks kind of like a large gap. I'll tell you what, though, hasn't this created some fun tonight to try and figure that out? I'm going to look at it a little more, and if I have any other updates, I will let you know. But it's been a fun hunt, guys. I love that we put a 50 filly in the book. We're down to 5 open spots. Can't be a 13. It looks like Liberty Head. Yeah. I think it's probably a 15. I think it's a 15. God, I keep getting it down here in front of me with the light, and it looks so much like a... See, I'm looking at it right now with the loop. I can make it... Boy, it could be a 13. It is just really tough to tell. All right. Well, it's been a fun night. Went a little longer than I thought, but had a good time, everybody. So we'll be back on Sunday, probably at 7 p.m. Central Time. If anybody wants to get some rolls, I'm going to have a box of $50, 50 rolls available. Looking to sell that out before we get going, which would be great. But we will have to see you then and talk more at that time. And I appreciate you guys hanging in there with me for an episode of Night Owls and hunting some nickels. And hopefully we will figure some more out on this. I'm going to show that 18 that we do have under the microscope. I think you'll be able to see that one much clearer. Just like that. Yeah, that one's a no-doubter. Okay, and it's from Philly. Okay, to all 3 of you that are still there, good night, and we'll see you Sunday.